What's happening, everybody? Back again. So, online scrolling, come up on some new, and at first I wasn't sure it was new, but after watching, researching kind of, and seeing what everybody's been saying, apparently there's some new video out and new beef, if you will. This has been an ongoing thing with Upchurch and Hosier, however you say his name. I don't know. Like I said, don't know much about him. I've heard the song his before, didn't like it, so I know nothing about him. But they've been going back and forth for a long time. From my understanding, at one point in time, when they first met or whatever, they were friends, they were cool together. But that's been the case for numerous of these, if you want to call them hip-hop, country rappers, whatever you want to call them. A lot of them start out cool and then something goes south, whether it be they didn't get a song they wanted, whether it's just ego and they feel like they want to be as good as Upchurch, they're not as good as Upchurch, whatever it may be. Then they start throwing shots at each other and it ends up in this. So, from what I understand, they were going back and forth. After Upchurch released this last song he put out, this last little diss track that he dropped, where he went on everybody. He went in on, like I say, Katie Noel. He went on Hosier, anybody who screwed with him over the past year or so. And it was a great song. It was. Like I say, if you listen to it the first time, you hear things and you laugh. But if you listen to it again, you're going to catch more. The more times you listen to it, the more things you're going to catch. And that's what, in my opinion, is awesome about it. And like I say, anything Upchurch drops, we're going to listen to, whether it be a rap album, whether it be a rock album, whether it be a country album, single song, diss track, whatever. We're going to listen to it, and 9 times out of 10, we're going to like it. So, what was I saying? Anyways, after he drops this song, clearly it gets Hosier in his feelings, apparently, and I guess they start going back and forth. Now, while they go back and forth, Hosier then makes a remix of Upchurch's song. Renames it something stupid that he thinks is clever. That's really just gross, but whatever. Upchurch then comments on it. It says, "Nice try, put another corn in and try again." Clearly. And Hosier continues to just post live, go live, and go live, and go live. And just say, and you can tell that he's the one that's really upset, and he's the one that's hurt. He's the one that's butthurt, if you want to call it that, in his feelings, whatever. Because not only does he go live and all he can talk about is Upchurch, but he really says like the most disrespectful, the most cowardly, just in your feelings shit that he can come up with. Because I guess that's all he can do. After all this happens and he's getting no response, and then apparently, I never heard the clip, didn't see the video, but from what people are saying, he apparently threatened Upchurch's family. Threatened to, I guess, come to Upchurch's house, shoot his family, and doing a bunch of other heinous shit that you don't say to somebody. If you say something like that to somebody, when you see somebody, you better be ready for some action, because that kind of shit just doesn't get let go. You can pretty much say whatever you want to that person. You can pretty much say whatever you want to me, and I might let it slide, I might let it go. But if you start talking about somebody's family, you went too far. So, at this point, that's kind of Upchurch's reaction to it. That if you threaten my family, I now want to do serious bodily harm to you. I want to seriously injure you, is what Upchurch told him. And from what I understand, Upchurch, I think his brother and one of his homeboys, one of his guys that works with him, lives with him, whatever. I'm not sure. I don't know all the people that are around him, so don't quote me on that. But I believe 3 of them were at the gym down there in town working out. Then, I guess, Hosier, however you want to say his name, he lives about 5 hours away from what I was able to understand from things I've read. So I guess he drives 5 hours. I guess, I'm not sure what his goal was. He was going to fight Upchurch. He was going to, in my opinion, his goal was just to make a stupid video and try to look tough. But 5 hours is a long way to drive just to make another video you could have made while you were at home, right? So he drives the 5 hours. He gets to Nashville. He gets to Cheatham. He then, I guess, starts texting Upchurch and tells him he's outside. This is Upchurch's part of the story. Then you have Hosier's side of the story. And people are going back and forth, which side do you believe? And obviously 90% of them believe Upchurch. Why? Again, because Upchurch's always been real. Upchurch has always been pretty much honest and transparent with everybody, including his fans. Has no reason to lie. Why should he? So Upchurch's version of events goes that he starts texting him, tells him he's in town, he's outside the gym. Upchurch says, okay. So he then gets up, goes outside the gym. Nobody's out there. He walks back and forth, looks around, nobody's out there. So he goes back in the gym, continues to work out. 10, 15 minutes goes by, he texts him again. I'm outside again. So Upchurch says, okay. He gets up, goes back outside again. Again, he's not there. He says he walks probably 300 feet each direction. He said he was looking in the windows at the laundromat and shit to see if he could find him. He says he was not there. Nobody was there. Then there was a video, I want to say it was an Instagram live thing posted up where you've seen the cops, bunches of cop lights. You see cops out there. You see Upchurch out there. You see, I guess, one of his buddies, his brother, somebody that was with him out there speaking to the cops. And you can see Upchurch saying, and now he's going to think I called the cops, which I didn't. I know why you guys showed up, because you probably heard somebody screaming. So I guess Upchurch was getting loud, probably pissed off, rightly so. Why wouldn't you be? You got some dickhead driving into your town that doesn't even belong there to try and bother you, and then doesn't even have the sack to jump out on you and really do what he says he's there to do. So you can see you know what I mean? You'd get pissed off is what I'm trying to say. You'd be aggravated. So I'm assuming the police talked to him, figured out nothing was really happening, and left. Now the whole time, this Hosier guy never showed up. Nothing ever happened. But he's making, I guess during all this, he's posting, he's going live. He's talking shit again about Upchurch's family. He's saying how he's out front of the gym. Upchurch won't come out. Upchurch don't want it. And trying to get the people, I guess, that follow him, his fans, to believe that he drove to Upchurch's house. And Upchurch says before this, earlier that day, after he was running his mouth, Upchurch gave him his address, said, come to my house. If you want to fight, we can fight. You want to do whatever, we can do whatever. Come to my house. He says, all right, he's coming. He said Upchurch waited all day. He never came. He never came to his house. He never got a text, never got a call, never got a nothing. So then he's like, he got tired of waiting. He went to the gym. While he's at the gym, all this stuff starts happening. So then you get Hosier's series of events. He claims he went to the gym. He pulled up on him. He jumped out on him. Text Upchurch. Upchurch knew he was out there. Upchurch wasn't coming out for nothing. He wouldn't come out of there. He couldn't pay him to come out of there. Couldn't get him to come out of there. Which I believe we all know is not true. Especially Upchurch is there with his brother. Upchurch is there with one of his buddies. What's Upchurch got to be scared about? If he had reason to be scared before, it may be because you figure if you're by yourself and this guy shows up with one of his buddies, a couple of his buddies, whatever. But that's not the case. He wasn't there alone, so therefore he would have had absolutely no reason to be scared of this chump. So we all know that that's not true. That's not what happened. Upchurch's story makes a lot more sense, as does it normally. But my point is, I don't even know what I'm trying to say, but why would you drive 5 hours to make an ignorant video that you could have made just like the other ignorant videos you make at your house, in your hometown, in your city, in your state? Hosier's reasons of not going in the gym if he wouldn't come out and just doing what he thought he was going to do was because, and these reasons tell you that he did not do what he said he did, and these reasons tell you that he wasn't actually there to do anything other than make a video, because his reasons were that if he goes in there and gets in trouble, he gets arrested, he's going to get arrested, not only get arrested, but then they're going to put him up as a flight risk because he's out of state and he's not in his own state, and they're probably going to double his bond, and because he's been in trouble before because he's a tough guy, that he wouldn't have been able to get out and it would have been worse for him. Those were his reasons. I watched it live. Those were his reasons. So in saying that, that tells you that if those were his reasons and that was his those were his thoughts, that was his mind process, that he had no intentions of doing anything because he was already scared about going to jail, not being able to get out, etc., etc., etc. So that right there tells you that Upchurch's story is true, and that his little punk ass drove 5 hours to drive up and down the street in front of the gym, making lives, sending texts, but never actually doing anything, never actually pulling up, never actually getting out of his vehicle. And I just keep thinking, man, that's a long ways to drive, because I just drove 12 hours and back a couple weeks ago, and that was the longest damn drive. So driving 5 hours to never get out of your car, just drive up and down the street and talk shit, is a really long drive. That's how I keep thinking. But anyways, I'm sure, like I say, you follow Upchurch. The thing is, I haven't heard much about it because I don't follow this other guy. And as Upchurch fans, a lot of us haven't heard about it because Upchurch hasn't posted anything about it. He went live speaking on it, I think, but he hasn't posted anything on his YouTube or anything like that because it's not a big deal to him, one. And like you said before, he's got to stop bringing attention and giving these guys attention and getting them clout, basically. He has to stop bringing them any attention, period. And so that's what he's going to do. He said that was his thing this year. He's not doing it no more. He's not going to keep, you know what I mean, bringing attention and trying to give these guys recognition that's all they're trying to do by bothering him, by screwing with him. And again, from what I understand, this Hosier guys did the same shit to Adam Calhoun and a couple of other guys that are in the same ballpark of, they do the same thing. They rap, they sing, they're country artists, they're the same type of artist, if you will. He's done the same thing to multiple people. So it just shows you right there what type of person he is, and that he's the punk in this situation, not anybody else. So if you haven't seen any of this stuff, go type something in. Go type, probably type both their names in, Upchurch, Hosier, Cops Called, and it'll show you a little piece of it. Different people have made videos. There's not a whole lot of footage about it, like I say, other than his side of it, because other than Church going live and kind of explaining what happened and showing his aggravation that it never happened, he never came, he never got out, you know, that there's not a whole lot about it. And also there's a big thing going around, or a lot of buzz going around, that Upchurch has been off. He hasn't been on the internet a lot lately. He dropped that one diss track, and other than that, he hasn't been on the internet. And I guess he posted something on Instagram saying, again, he's been off the internet for a while for a reason. Every time he gets off the internet for a couple weeks at a time, he kind of refreshes him. His mind, his thought process is different. His outlook on life is different. Everything changes. And he's done this before and then came back, and it's kind of been like there's no holds. Anything goes. Anybody who's bothered him, he's killing them. He's taking their head off. You know what I mean? That type of thing. So that's what you can expect, I think. And not only that, but also he's working on an album. So that's another reason he's not been on there. And he's practicing. I did see where he posted something where he's practicing. He's you know, getting fresh, if you will, refreshing himself, because he's starting to do shows again. He's going to Florida to do some shows here real quick. And from then, he's going to be doing shows again this year. They're booking him for shows. He's got shows coming up everywhere. He took a little time off just to kind of do his own thing because he got tired of it, I guess. But he's back at it, so that's the reason you're not seeing him. But he plans on being back real soon. So everybody be ready for what's coming because it should be good. He also asked the fans what type of album they want, what they want the next album to be, whether they want it to be a rock album, whether they want it to be a rap album, or a country album. So that's something you can let him know if you'd like to, but I feel like most of his fans don't care. Regardless of whatever he puts out, it's going to be good. We're going to listen to it, and everybody's going to enjoy it. So let him do what he does, you know what I mean? Be creative and just put out what he can put out. I heard a couple of clips of some songs that are up-and-coming songs, and they sound dope. They sound really cool. So be on the lookout for that. Like I said, go check all this out if you haven't seen anything about it. And other than that, like I said, I appreciate everybody for watching. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, go and do that. Subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. Turn your post notifications on. And drop a like. Give me a like. More likes I get, more apt your videos ought to be seen, obviously. And drop me a comment in the comment section. Tell me what you think about it. Tell me who you think's story sounds more real, if you will. Other than that, everybody have a great weekend. Like I said, I appreciate everybody for watching. I'm going to see you guys on the next one. I'm out.